No, that was old. That was an old one. Okay, now we go. Now we go. We are good on YouTube. We are good on Zoom. And we just need to get StreamYard. We just got to get StreamYard tightened right because it's taking forever. Where everybody else at? Hmm. It's showing them. Hmm. I just got to make sure. StreamYard is just not performing right. Yes. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Device. Okay. There we see. Okay, congratulations. Yeah. Thanks, Larry. Okay, now we should be there. So what's the word, Tiny?
Yeah. Hey.
While everybody else start to
Mm-hmm.
chime in.
I told you that Farrakhan say this is it. The United States finna pay for what they did to us all these years.
Right.
And so that's why Trump is doing all these stupid things to get people away from him. So God will be able to just deal with him. So I'm just trying to plan accordingly.
No. Yeah, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Mike is muted. I don't like that. I wonder why. Hmm.
So is Chantel coming on tonight?
I don't know. I gotta call her. I could check and see. She might. She may.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure everybody would like to hear from her.
Yeah. It's like I'm hearing double now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Where's everybody at?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on slow motion today, huh?
Yeah.
I think I. Hmm. Try this again. I'm gonna mute this one. Okay. There it goes. There we go. Can you hear me, Tiny?
I can hear you.
Okay. That's where I need to. So I was saying we kind of named the show It's a Win.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a victory all in one. The victory, the win, the whole nine, all in one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hard season, but hey, it's all worth it.
Hotel security, and you are not going to believe this. No surveillance. Apparently, none of the footage was backed up because a home drive was not plugged in. And the manager keeps insisting that it was an unfortunate mistake.
At the five-star fucking hotel.
It's an accident.
Just to show what you think, detective.
Maybe she was enjoying the view and didn't everything she should have.
You are a detective. You don't get to speculate.
Was you are gonna go down now.
On mute.
So, detective, what about the guy that she was about to marry, Jacob Down? Remember him from Happiness?
Can I tell me?
All right, that's much better. Much better. So what's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? It's Quiet Sunday. Is that what it is? One of those Sundays that just seems like it's the end of the year or and the beginning of the year at the same time, huh? Where y'all at? What you say there, Dr. O?
Was
Steve,
What you say?
how are you?
I'm doing better now. Way better.
Yeah, I saw you quickly at the awards. You was in and out.
Yeah. She had to get up because things weren't working too well with her. Believe it or
Yeah.
not. I had just come from a meeting and I had to get her up out of here because it was just what things were, not on track. That's all I could. Boy, I tell you, being able to breathe makes a big difference.
Well, you need to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
You need to breathe. It's time to sit down for a minute.
No, I know.
she could have killed herself.
I ain't 35, 45, 55 no more. Mhm. It all comes
Yeah.
together. It comes. Yeah. Tiny said she's gonna come on. I might see if where she's at. She did a race today. Was it today? Yeah, today. They did a race today, yeah. So that being said,
Yeah.
still got energy. You got a ton of energy for
Is she resting?
Pardon?
Is she resting now?
Oh, she had a race today. She was in the race.
Oh, she did the Shamrock race. Mhm.
Yeah. I think that's what it was. I'm not sure.
Did the trophy get into a fight before the vegetarian punch?
Yeah. Great race though.
Maybe he ordered somebody else.
Very, very
Oh,
good.
good. Yeah.
Anything
No,
unusual.
I'm like a proud father,
Good. Good.
absolutely. And running it as an intergenerational situation, I thought that was one of the best things ever. One of the best things ever. So Tiny, you seen Miller lately?
I haven't seen him, but I talked to him earlier today. He's doing good.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have a chance to talk to him. I think the last time I saw Miller was in October,
Mm-hmm.
if I can remember straight.
Yeah. I think he said he was down in Ottawa. He just came back today. So he had another birthday. Now he's 84.
He's 84. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody catching up.
Yeah. You know.
That's funny. Butcher B, how old is Butcher B today?
Mm.
He was 75, I think, when he passed. 75?
Mm-hmm.
Been
Yeah.
almost 8 years, been 8 years, so 83?
Mm.
Something like that.
I'll tell you, time goes so fast.
82 or 83.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there thinking about, years ago, 10 years only meant that you were getting 10 years older and you were beginning to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you were 10 and you was like, oh man, I can't wait to be 11.
Mm-hmm.
That was something, When you were 11, you could say that 1 year more, I'm bigger.
Yeah.
Mhm. But now, you say 10 years, you go, I ain't grown none. What happened? I just got older.
Yeah. Now, I remember I had got my little card, a minister card, and I was telling Butch that I was going to be a minister, and he said, "Pastor Tiny," and everybody started laughing and carrying on,
Right.
And yeah,
Mm-mm.
and now it ain't nothing.
Right.
You know?
You always something tiny. You
Oh yeah.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
You everything.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
but life goes on.
Yes, indeed. Just,
That's what I come to grips with.
it's just that time allows us to recognize the truth. When you
Mm-hmm.
when you're living in the moment and the past is the past that's been sold to you and told to you, you don't realize the truth until later on.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I was looking at some documentaries and they were protesting in Boston about segregation. And this is 1974, and I'm going, 74? I remember 74. I don't remember all these kind of tensions, but you got to think about it. We were just what, 6 years past the Civil Rights Act?
Mm-hmm.
6 to 7 years? See, people like me growing up, right, in the middle of the civil rights, I mean, not growing up, but being born slightly before the Civil Rights Act was enacted, it was as if it was always there to me.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as, oh, that only happened, by the time I was ready, really could have recognized it, let's say 75, 74. I couldn't say, wow, that only happened 10 years ago. 10 years was a lot to a person that was 10 years old.
Yeah.
So it seems like, oh, it was something a long time ago. It happened a while ago. And everything is, I'm looking around, I'm like, things a little different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see colored water fountains in bathrooms. I'm not saying that I didn't see racism and white people saying things and doing things that were just not right, but you just didn't see it. It wasn't as if it was pre-Selma, you know,
Mm-hmm.
dogs and water hoses. I didn't see any of that in the 70s.
Mm-hmm. And those were kids that they put them water hoses on and dogs and stuff.
Yeah. And as a child, we didn't realize that.
Right.
I mean, the closest thing I've ever seen to that in my lifetime would have been the Move episode where they dropped the bomb in Philadelphia on that black neighborhood
Right.
in 1985.
Mm-hmm.
As I watched it, I was in disbelief because I couldn't understand. I'm like, how can this be in America? What? The Civil Rights Act was in 65 or 60?
Yeah, 65, something like that. I think 65.
Yeah, because there were two things. There was the Voting Act, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the Civil Rights Act. I think they were like, you're apart or something. And then of course King was assassinated in 68, and all of those things are already in place, right?
Right.
But only for a year or so. That was the thing, and people were still trying to get acclimated to what was going on. You know, that state. But yeah, Boston was like a powder keg in
Yeah.
the 70s.
Now that's when they hit the guy in the face with the American flag, right? I think he was on the courthouse steps or something, and they hit him in the face with a flagpole.
I can't recall, but
Mm-hmm.
something vague about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do remember seeing something in New York in a community called Canarsie
Mm-hmm.
around 76, 75, something. They were going through a change like that. I think Barry actually worked on a paper, his thesis, when he was in grad school, I think, about Canarsie.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw something in there. I'm looking at that. I'm like, wow. But you know what? I guess what kind of shielded my brain from it all in Chicago, since Chicago was so segregated already,
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't notice those things because I didn't have to go far. You know, living in Austin in '74, just cross the expressway and go into Cicero, and I would have seen the same thing. Which I did see it. I remember I was probably like 14. Matter of fact, I saw it when I was about 13, 14 years old, which would have put that around 79, 78. We pulled into Cicero right off of like 20-something street, 26, 24. You know, as you go under the viaduct down Cicero, as you're going into Cicero.
Mm-hmm.
We turned off. We made a right turn when we headed south on Cicero. We went under that viaduct down there where Sam's is now. And then first block street that came up, we made a right turn. And as we turned down there into Cicero, off of Cicero Street, or what is it, Avenue or Street, and some white kids were out there and they just shouting out the N-word and throwing stuff. And I'm looking like, man, it's a big Catholic church right here. What the heck going on? And they were just, we had to turn around and head back to Cicero. I think we were trying to make a turn to go back or go another direction anyway. But when we turned on that block, it just all chaos broke loose. And that was in 79.
Mm.
But it was just kind of like a a known situation, Cicero you just don't go into if you're black.
Right.
We kind of knew that, but I didn't really know the whole story behind like the Clark family, Michelle Clark and her family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Weren't they the ones that lived in Cicero and that were firebombed? First blacks that moved in? Yeah, it was the Clark family. That's why they named Michelle Clark after Michelle Clark. Yeah.
Didn't she die on the same plane that George Collins died on?
Something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, as who again?
Huh? George Collins.
Yeah, you talking about Congressman?
Yeah, right, the congressman.
Yeah. See, there's so many people that you can link to that. Of course, his wife took over after he was congressman, right?
Right. Curtis Collins.
Right. And then Michelle Clark, her husband and family, I think her husband was well known. I don't know. I can't recall what his name was, but I know they all were like the first family in Cicero, and they firebombed their home. But I think you are right about that, Ty. There was a plane accident with her.
Right.
And, it just sounds so ironic that it would be with Congressman Collins. But I think You're right. I can Google that. But yeah,
Mhm. Now, do you remember what year Ghana became free?
Ghana became, maybe Crystal can tell us. Crystal's on here.
Yeah, I believe it was 1950. It was either 54. It was somewhere around there. I think it was before I was born.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I read that Nixon and Dr. King went to Ghana, and there was all kind of people there, you know, from America, from different countries and stuff. And to say that Nixon, he came up to this black guy and said, "It's it's really great that Ghana is free." And he asked the guy, "How do you feel being free?" And the black guy said, "Well, I wouldn't know because I'm from Alabama."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, I heard a little story about
That's a
Liberia.
good one, Tony. That's a good one.
mhm,
That Liberia, the freed slaves from America went there and enslaved the people there.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
true. You heard that also?
yeah, something like that. I mean, they were
Yeah.
just like America.
Yeah. And then they didn't get like total freedom until the 1900s or something.
Hmm.
It was, well, obviously because they were free slaves from America, which, you know, were only free 30 something years, you know, to get into the 1900s. But
Hmm.
they went there and enslaved the people that were already there.
Hmm.
Wow. Now, that's a little quiet kept secret, I guess.
Hmm.
And I found out about voodoo doll. You know where voodoo doll came from?
Where? I don't.
People think it came from Africa or Haiti or Caribbean and all that, but they actually came from Europe.
From
And
Europe? Okay.
yeah, the actual dolls, you know,
Hmm.
you know, I guess they were in, you know, what do you call those people that with Stonehenge, the Druids,
Yeah.
and you know, they were into warlocks and all that kind of stuff. But the reason voodoo dolls became more prevalent in our culture is because you got to remember, black people weren't allowed to read or write, so they had to do to keep tabs and keep notes. So what people would do, and it kind of goes around New Orleans area, they would go in and say, you know, oh, I got an extreme headache. They would go to the black doctors, the people that would take care of the black people that would take care of black people. They weren't really doctors, but they were, you know, medicine people. You know? And they would say, okay, here, they put some saffron, what they call that, saffron, some kind of ointment or something on them, on their nose or whatever, and they said come back in a week. So when they come back in a week, they would right then and there they would take a doll and they would stick a needle in the doll's head and they put it on the shelf. And when the person comes back and they go, okay, well, how are you feeling now? He goes, oh, I'm doing okay now. So then he go and he looks up, what was, wait, make me remember what, because they couldn't write it down, you know? So they would go and grab the doll. Okay, yeah, that's right. You came for a head problem. Your head was, you got the needle stuck in the head. So that tells them what the ailment was, you know, follow up. And that's how it came about. Then somebody changed it to something sinister, you know, as if they were using dolls to hurt people. But it was only a marker. It was only used as a notation, just so that they can keep tabs on what the person came in for. And I guess they would have to, and that's the thing, they would make the doll replicate the person that came in, you know, that while they were standing there. You know, if the guy had big ears, they put big ears on the doll. Or if he had a red scarf or something, they put the red scarf on the doll. But it was only
Mhm.
used as a marker because people were not allowed to read or write, to write down journals or keep notes.
Mhm.
And then we get it, and they flip it. Oh, it came from Africa, and they use it for witchcraft and all that. No, the witchcraft came from Europe, from England.
Okay.
And we don't, we get to, like I was saying earlier, I said, when you're living in the moment, you don't realize the truth until time goes by. Just like Civil Rights Act. Everybody that lives now think that it was just a flick of a switch. Click. All right, everybody got rights. Go out there and do what you want to do. It just wasn't like that. It was a gradual thing. Matter of fact, the Civil Rights Act was 3 years into play when Dr. King was assassinated, right? And that's kind of what kicked it off.
Mhm.
It was like, hey, these black people getting too much right here. We gotta stop some of this.
Well, what had happened, when they did the civil rights and they gave us all these kind of things, all the things they were going to change in the country, and then they had the war, and they took the money that they were supposed to give to us and paid for the war with it, paid for the Vietnam War,
Right,
and so and that's why everybody was upset,
right. No, that's what I'm saying. There were so many things that we didn't realize and understand. The shake and bake, the wool pulling the wool over everybody's eyes. I mean, if you think about it, what happened? Kennedy was assassinated, then his brother, then Dr. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In that order. And all of it was backlash. It was just backlash,
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah.
all backlash. And we don't see the whole picture until years and years and years later. And to tell you the truth, I don't think none of that was relevant to me until probably when I was in second grade, which would have made it about Civil Rights Act, let's just say 65, 67. Second grade, I was probably, I don't know, 8 years old, which would have made it around 73. So, what's that? 7 plus 3 plus 3, 6 years had only gone by. 6 years. But in my mind as a kid, I'm like, that's old. That happened a long time ago. It was only 6 years. I'm living in it. And the expectations for people like me was that, oh, that's old. That's none of that, we weren't making our way through the change. It just didn't seem like that was the reality,
Mm-hmm.
And that's right, Jermaine, it's a win. I'm gonna see if I can get her on.
Mm-hmm.
Where she's at. People start coming on a little more. But yeah, And then now, it's only been, I'd say, roughly 60 years after the Civil Rights Act. We should see a lot more, right?
Mm-hmm.
The path should be a lot smoother.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is, the okie doke is still on.
Yeah. But I think that during that time, the United States really was trying to do something for Black people. I think that they tried then, but just like whenever they tried, always be somebody fighting against it.
Yeah, but you see why? Come on, look at what's going on today. It's very obvious to us that none of that, nobody conceded to that. They didn't concede to that. And be like, well, okay, You're right. Turn the switch on. Everybody got civil rights. Never
Mhm.
wanted it. Never wanted us to have it.
No, and see, and it's the wage gap, the income that gap, where we get $16 for every $100 a white person has.
Right.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
You know what's funny about what you just said
Hmm.
is that white people, they would like to be smart at everything that's under the sun.
Hmm.
But when it comes to statistics and analysis on the truth about us, they shy away from it.
Yeah.
Now, why this government, this United States of America, American government, why they've never done this study, what you just said, and then figure out the solution to it?
Hmm.
I mean, it's obvious to me and you,
Hmm.
the others. They don't even need to look at the statistics or look at the data.
Hmm.
They live it.
Yeah.
You know,
See?
I was on Barry's time exchange event yesterday, on
Hmm.
Friday, and he brought up trauma. And he's like, "Do you believe you live in trauma?" I said, "Barry, I believe that we're born out of trauma. I believe that we adopt the trauma of our ancestors through
Hmm.
our bloodline." And then he said, "What about resilience?" I'm like, "Shoot, one supersedes the other or exceeds the other, you know." Um, we are resilient people because of the trauma,
Hmm.
you know, and I believe that. I think I don't know how many generations it takes to break it, but it is in our DNA in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
But it makes us stronger,
Yeah. Yeah.
stronger. So, hey.
So now they got to pay for what they did to us. All of that evil, they got to pay. And
Yeah, but
and Farrakhan say that, you know, the white man, he know it, and he know about the mothership, but he called it unidentified flying object. You know, and he know what it's for, and he know that they got to pay. He know their time is up, but they pretend like it's not, like they don't know. But Trump getting scared, and they talk about Epstein, and he said he was gonna open the files, let everybody know about the unidentified flying object. But he didn't. But we find that this sex trafficking, that's all. That's what they most of white people and black people and all kind of people. That's what they about,
right.
taking advantage of kids. Sex trafficking and stuff. And they say not only did that guy Epstein, abuse a lot of young people, but they found a lot of graves around his house. They were killing the kids and burying them. You know?
No,
But they got to pay for that. You can't do that and then expect God to keep letting you get away with it.
I know.
You know?
Evil would not prevail,
Mm-mm. Not forever.
not for long.
Hmm. And we are blessed to be able to see this. I mean, I, I was here with Jim Crow and all of the civil rights and all of that, and
Red,
now see the end of it, huh?
redlining.
Redlining. And
That's
me and my little brothers, we had a thing because uh, my father bought a house in the 50s, And we got the papers where they said that not to sell it to no black people. You know, they had a covenant about it, but the people sold it anyway. And so my father, he brought all of my stepmother's brothers up to Chicago and got them jobs, and they bought houses and all kind of stuff, you know. And
Right.
and so they, but my little brothers, they they said that I didn't get none of the money because it wasn't my father's money. It was my stepmother's money. But the thing was, these guys was from the country. My
Mhm.
father got all of them jobs. They were just farm boys. They didn't have no degrees or nothing. But because he got them jobs, they were able to buy houses and cars and stuff, you know. So even if the money was on their side, they owed me because my father got them the jobs and stuff for them to have what they had, you know. But I ain't upset about that, you know.
Like I told you, the past is very close to us. It's
Yeah,
not that distant. It's just that when we were living in the moment of it, nobody really recognized the impact.
right. You know, and, and so like I'm gonna start. I used to keep a journal. I'm gonna start keeping a journal again because there's so much stuff happening so fast. You know, you need to write it down and have
Yeah,
something you can go back to. You know.
I know someone was saying in the past, people would never go to a restaurant and take a picture of their food and talk while you're eating, showing people pictures of your food. But all they're doing is journaling and what is it? Creating a chronicle of what this,
Hmm.
and somebody will see it one day.
Yeah, one day
Say,
cause they find letters and stuff that people wrote hundreds of years ago, and probably long ago than that.
right?
You know?
And then when they see the patterns, they go, oh, this is what was going on.
Hmm. Right,
Contrary contrary to the one person's history that just puts it out there and wants everybody to respect it and follow it. I mean, come on.
yeah.
They they've been teaching Columbus Day and all these days since I was a kid.
Right,
Kid.
right,
And you get 10 years ago, 15 years ago, oh, that's not real. That's not how it really happened. He's not really the real person that did this and didn't, because even as a kid, I used to wonder, like, we're talking about America, and there was a place called, Amerigo Vespucci was named after him, but it was named after him before Columbus got here.
hmm. I think he was a map maker or something,
Yeah, he was Italian mount maker or something.
something
But
like that.
yeah, but then let's go a little further than that. There were already people here. We
Right,
know that. We know that. But then they got no credit.
right.
Nobody ever said, wait a minute, maybe they discovered the people that came to their shores. Why aren't
Yeah,
they shores?
yeah, yeah. They came in those long ships, you know, and I mean they crossed the ocean with that because they understand the tides and stuff and how to catch the waves and stuff, you know, and like we had black people in Iran, not the ones who came as slaves, but the people who came in boats before that and built all kind of big structures and stuff, you know. So, so but I think we went all over the world before we were enslaved.
Debbie says it was good to see that our people connected and help each other raise up
Mm-hmm.
to another level.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that it's the weirdest thing where all of a sudden, okay, these statues would need to come down. And let's go with the most current, the Civil War statues.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had all these Confederate statues all over America.
All over America.
Nobody was saying nothing. Like, wait a minute, we ain't got a statue of who was Hiro? What was his name? The Emperor of Japan, Hirohito.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a statue of him, and we don't have a statue of Hitler. I know they would have one, but you know that shit ain't happen.
Mm-hmm. And like all in Washington, they got all these civil rights, some Southern people, and
Yeah.
it don't look like the South lost to me. You know.
Hey, I'm just gonna tell you the truth. It was probably 86 when I went down south. And see, when we would leave Chicago and go back south, we would always see when we would see the bars and stars, as they say, we would say, "Oh man, we crossed the Mason-Dixon line. We in the South now," and we would feel a different kind of way, knowing that we were born in the South. So we'd be like, "Man, we're going back down south to where we were born." But we never. Just to show you how crazy it was, and I was probably 20 at the time. It didn't dawn on me that wasn't pride. We thought that meant Southern pride.
Mm-hmm.
As Black people, we were indoctrinated to understand that to be a Southern pride. My brother told me then, he's like, "Man, that ain't what this really is, man." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Nah, that's not what it is." I'm like, he's like, "No, that's a sign of racism, man." I'm like, "What? I ain't never been what, things just started progressing from 86 on, and I started seeing more and more and more. But it was always, oh, that's Southern pride, bars and stars, You're in the South now. You just crossed the Mason-Dixon line.
Mm-hmm. And Mason-Dixon, they had a Black guy with them named York, who helped them and saved these guys' lives and stuff. And the people who was with them, they gave them land and stuff, and they sold York.
Wait, let's go to that. Let's go to that. When slaves were freed, the people that got reparations first or anything were the southern white landowners.
Right.
Now they don't even talk about that like that should have been spoken of,
Right.
And then when they created Jim Crow laws, it was just to create slavery again. It was like, oh, we know how to get them.
Mm-hmm.
We can't go this way with it, but we'll go this way with it and get them back.
Right.
I mean, that's why chain gangs were created, and Angola prison was the one that began all of that.
Yeah.
As one of the most, and it's still around today.
Yeah, it's still around today.
The harshest prisons in America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But again, like I said, we get sold a bill of goods. You got to do the research. You got to stay on top of doing the research. You got to dig deep. You can't just turn left and turn right and say, "Oh, they said the same thing. They said the same thing. It must be what it is." No, that's not always the case.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not. I'm telling you, man, it was like a shock to me. I never forget it. We were driving. I think it was around that time. Yeah, 86. And my brother and I was like, "Oh man, you see the first town you see, or the first state with bars and stars. You go, oh man, we in the South now. We ain't got too much further to go." And he was like, "Yeah, man." I'm like, "Yeah, Southern pride." He's like, "Man, that ain't what that really means for us." That's a sign of racism. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, and, hey, only did I know.
Yeah.
Only did I. Yeah, little did I know. I mean, if I only knew the truth for 20 years, didn't realize it. Because I'm gonna tell you, I always had this astute distinction between the North and the South. I'm like, man, you go down South, people just take pride in a little bit more. They kind of more laid back. They ain't all this rush and hustle and bustle and all this craziness, you know. Well, that's what they want you to believe. And I'm gonna tell you something else. I went down South in 21. 21. Yeah, 21. No, not 21. 19. And I got a cousin. She's like, you know, like Kim Flock, the state's attorney down south in Mobile. And she says, she asked, she said, "Cuz, why do young people in the North fight the police?" I'm like, what? I'm like, they fight the police because they're getting their head peeled to the white meat bow. What are you talking? But see, down there, they just like, we gotta get along to get along, you know? I'm like, you a state's attorney, you don't get, I know they clowning y'all down here. I know that. But to see black people fight back, it was like, why the young kids fighting? I'm like, y'all don't fight the police down here? I said, okay. So I understood. I'm like, they still, we gotta, you know, gotta drop our eyes and look to the side and keep on moving. Don't look them in the eye and all that kind of stuff. They still on that down there. You know your place in your space. Let me see if I can get what's going on, Himmy Han? Jimmy John. Where DeAndre at? He ain't on. I went by this place today. And he didn't open up. What you say there, Miss J?
Hey, Steve. Hey, Toddy. How are you?
This is great. How about you?
I'm good, thank the Lord. Glad to know you're at home now.
Yeah, glad to be home.
I know.
All right.
Well, that's all right. That's a good thing. Thank the Lord.
Thank the Lord.
That's right. We got to give him all praises.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Did you all hear this about that guy that died up in the White House? And Trump said he was glad he was dead.
Yeah. Yeah. What kind of stuff is that for a president to say? I mean, for anybody to say.
That was this guy in the term before last.
Huh?
That was this guy that when he was 45, when he was president 45.
I don't know. I don't think this guy ever was a friend of Trump's.
No, I don't think he was.
Right.
What's his name?
Let me see. It was
Orland? No.
Maya
I
McGuire.
forgot his name.
Yeah. Yeah. But a popular name. Everybody heard of him.
Yeah, he was something to Trump back in 2021 or no, 2019 or something. 19.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, you know, but he turned on all this everybody, you know.
Yeah, surprising. The only person he didn't say nothing about was Jesse Jackson. You know, he didn't talk about he good, he dead. He talked good about Jesse Jackson.
Oh, he did? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he acknowledged that he went and got different hostages released all around the world, 3 or 4 places. You know, but he acknowledged that. you know.
Go figure.
So
But I don't, I think Jesse Jr. still has resentment against his father though.
hmm yeah. I was talking to a guy about him yesterday too, and he was talking about, see, Jesse Jackson Jr., he was a fool. He had everything going for him, and he bought some Mickey Mouse stuff and a watch and just stupid stuff. And people ain't forgot that. And
But no, yeah, that too. But what I'm saying is, he still see the way he spoke. A lot of things he shouldn't have never said when he was speaking at his dad's service. Now
Because
he was saying about them presidents. They don't know my dad. Why would you? I mean, what is that?
that's why he didn't get elected again. Because
yeah,
he's still a little too, loosening the screws up there. But I just got notification from Mr. Glover. He said it was Mueller, and he was a special
yeah,
prosecutor against Trump during his reign when he was president 45. That's why he didn't like it. But I
yeah.
knew he was around back then. I just couldn't figure out there was so many moving parts. But yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. I mean,
Well, he sure said. He said, "Well, I'm glad he dead."
Yeah.
well, that's because he prosecuted him. That's why. but back to Jesse Jr. I mean, man, I had somebody ask me. They were like, "Well, why he didn't win?" I'm like, "Why should he have won?"
Right.
I mean, people, you want to create, you want to do the same thing over again? I mean, he ain't changed.
Right.
It was like, well, he stole the money and he went to jail. They said, well, I said he was convicted. And then the person said, well, a lot of these politicians have been convicted. I said, yeah, but he went to jail and he did the time.
Right.
I said,
But see, now
coming apart and all of this other craziness stuff. I'm like,
but see, he didn't even have to bring that out. You remember when he said that his daddy went over seas and his brother went with his dad over there and they freed those people. They brought them back to the America. And when his daddy came to visit with him, he asked his daddy. He said, "Do you think you can get me out?" His daddy said, "Hold your head up and stick your chest out." He's still holding that against his daddy because. Yeah, did you hear that? You understand? Did you all get that?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he said
he has some issues. That's all I can tell you. And for the voters to go and elect him again, I mean, the voters got some issues. I mean, again, that's what I'm talking about. When you're living in the moment, you don't realize the truth until the truth comes out. And then you add it all up and you go, oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
I get it.
So, when he got out of jail, he should have came to push or something and did some good public work. He should have did something, but he didn't do nothing.
Yeah, because he still was living a crazy life,
Yeah.
he didn't have no reason to be speaking out like that. All of that he was talking about, that wasn't even called for.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's showing you who he is. I mean, how many times do we have to have people show who they really are? R. Kelly, P. Diddy.
Okay.
Let's even go even further back. Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby still standing on what he was standing. He said, "Man, I was doing this because it was the thing that we did back then."
Okay.
He's still standing on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And again,
but he had sense enough to get them people to say, well, if I confess to whatever it is, you can't bring this up against me again.
Who said that?
Bill Cosby.
Oh, okay.
And that's why they had to let him go.
Oh.
You
I mean, don't get me wrong. It begins to look like, we already know that it's going to be the black man going to be the scapegoat.
Yeah.
But it's like, why give the ammunition to the people that's gonna put you on the fire squad? Why would you give them bullets?
Right.
I mean, you can't tell me you didn't know right from wrong. You can't tell me you thought you were smarter than that. You weren't, I just think people get into powerful positions and they just feel like they could treat other humans like, they don't matter.
Right.
Just like your president.
Yeah. Yeah. But God got him doing that. He doing all that stupid stuff to isolate the United States. He talking about climate change don't exist. But all of this is coming down on them. But he just putting himself in that position. He being used. And they, excuse my language, they tearing the United States another asshole over there in Iran.
Yeah, yeah.
But and they say they're gonna keep on doing it. They ain't gonna stop until they destroy Israel. And hey,
But what business did Trump have over in there though?
none. But Israel got him over there. Israel tricked him into it, told him that they was going to strike anyway. But they said that with Obama.
Yeah.
And Obama said, "Hey, I ain't with you."
Mm.
With that, everybody said, "Well, look, if it's a fight and we know about it, we'll help you. But you can't go out there and start it and then expect us
Right,
to,
right,
you know."
right.
Right. It don't go like that. No.
Yeah.
Well, they better do something fast because economically it's not helping us.
Right. And China, they could come get some oil and you gotta pay for it. And China, anything gotta go through with Chinese currency. Ain't no more petrodollars.
Boy.
You know?
It is. They're just not letting it go through.
Right. They ain't letting it go through. And they
Yeah.
ain't stopping. And they say they finna start bombing banks and stuff like that. They gonna hit them in their pocket all over.
My Lord.
Mm-hmm. You know.
Do you think it's just odd that Trump went to Venezuela, which has some of the largest oil deposits in the world, and take the president out of there? Then he goes over to Iran and take the president out of there?
Right. See, now,
not
so he
coincidence.
thought it was the same kind of way where you just take out the top and then ain't no leadership and you could put somebody in there. But they was ready for that. They say no matter who is left, they gonna fight to the last man. You know?
Oh,
And I saw it where when they threatened Trump, they shot a missile at Air Force One. It just missed it, but they almost killed him. And they got sleeper people in the United States now plotting on how they gonna get him.
yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah. Hey.
All right, I'll get back.
So
Yeah, Tiny. Everything what they say about the roosters. They come to nest. Hello, Mr. Glover. Sure, Mr. Glover got something he want to say.
okay.
All right, hold on. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I agree with what Tiny's saying. This thing is serious. The United States will never win. They can have all these fancy bombs and this. They're not going to beat them people. If you look at their history, those people don't mind dying.
Wow.
And this is the new Vietnam. And even if Trump wanted to stop tomorrow, those people are not going to stop the way they're just torn up stuff over there. It's on.
Yeah.
It is on.
Right.
And we, like Tiny said, we are witnessing it. So this foolishness they're doing, that guy in Israel, he's a warmonger.
Mm-hmm.
And he's right. Trump think because he went in Argentina, oh, I can go over there and I can get this, and next is gonna be Cuba. Well, Trump don't really know where to go now. And all of the people going over there, he gonna put them on land, and they gonna die.
So I'm like a blind dog in a meat house.
He has put himself, and if you all notice, you would think that he would try to clear up the wrong stuff he's doing. No, he thinks the first in the election.
You too deep now.
He knows in the midterms Republicans don't have a chance. So what he wants to do, he wants to do voter suppression with this Save America's Act, which is not going to pass, where people got to have birth certificates and all this to vote. The man is insane, and Tiny is right. We are witnesses demise right in front of us. But the scary part, y'all, those people got sales right here in the United States.
Right.
So if you're on that East Coast, get ready. Okay? Don't be surprised if them people start bombing stuff over here. Now we know atomic bombs or anything, but they got sales right here now.
I don't think it matters if you're in the East Coast.
Well, whatever.
I think
whatever. Get ready for some action right here.
That's what we should be more aware of.
And the thing of it is, I'm glad you all talking about this, because you know what? It seems really in our community, I don't know about other communities, they don't even want to talk about this.
Right.
And all the people, and I've been saying on this show over and over and over, the ones that was Trumpsters, they silent right now, the black ones. They won't say,
yeah.
You know, but the thing of it is, Tiny is absolutely right. We are witness to that.
So you think that they're quiet because they know, or they're quiet because they're
scared? Quiet because they just, it's just, I guess they feel stupid for what they did. Voting for this guy, or they even didn't vote at all. You know, but it's really at the point, it ain't nothing to laugh about anymore. We was talking about oil prices. I went to get some gas. I usually only look and see what the price of gas is. I get to get premium 93. And I was up on Harlem and Bloomingdale. And that gas was $5.79 a gallon.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, and the sad thing about it, you all, there's so many things you can say about Trump. Look, this war costs us $1 billion a day.
A day.
He can't get health care. $1 billion a day. He can't get health care, but he can take the food stamps from kids and stuff. Lincoln Seniors, you got to work 80 hours or whatever it is. But he can go over there and spend this every day.
Yeah.
And then has the audacity to ask for $250 million more, the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Well, they don't give it to him. You know, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And if you ever see on TV, you know how they devastated these people. It's Lebanon. The Jews are bombing Lebanon, and it ain't just Iran. They hitting a lot of these little places around there. And what Israel got to understand, if you look at an atlas and you see how little Israel is, do you think you really can control all of that over there?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, well, I don't know. But we have on the weekend the No Kings rally. They look for like 10 million people to rally all over the states of the United States. This will be the biggest ever on the 28th.
Yeah.
Next Saturday.
Well, I hope to have somebody out there registering people to vote.
Mm-hmm. Right about that, because here's the deal, you all. If the people would just come out and vote, it wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't even be close about anything.
Right.
And you bring on a good point. You need to vote that. Because I believe in this election coming up, you're going to have to win by a landslide. Because he's trying to steal it.
Yeah.
Really? Talking about having troops.
You're kidding.
Mm-hmm.
And the more he loses, the madder he gets. And he's losing everything, y'all. They told America, whatever, this place, the Voice of America, Judge just told him last week, you got to call all them people back to work Monday. A lot, like I'm saying, Trump is losing in the courts. The only time, and maybe the Supreme Court finally coming around a little bit, but all the lower courts, Trump is losing. and he know he losing.
And his reaction is, all right, I lost that one, so let's I'll bet twice as much.
Right.
And every time I lose, I'm going to keep betting twice as much.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And Barry, I apologize to you. My daughter, I don't, and Steve knows it. I gotta get my daughter to show me how to get in on this stuff. Barry, I apologize to you. I could get this. I know.
Yeah, and you can always call in.
Okay.
So just remember, when I send out the notifications, there's a phone number you can call.
Okay.
And we just won't see your handsome face. But other than that, it'll work just fine.
But you all, keep the show going, the podcast. A lot of people just, I you know what I just can't understand in this day and age? People not getting involved. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Knowing anything about their history. And you ain't got to be no college student to know about your history.
Right.
Or your current events. Sometimes you bring these issues up to people, or what are you talking about? I don't know about it. And you say to yourself, do you read anything? Do you look here? It's depressing. But the thing about it, when you care about people, when you care about life, you never give up. You keep trying.
That's right.
So I just wanted to say that, and I'll listen to the rest of the show.
Well said. Well said. I'm just gonna tell you, we've been through quite a few tragedies in the last few years, and people still, I don't know, people just think it's a game, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this girl, I've seen the movies. The movies don't let that happen. Movies just doesn't let that happen. Really? The movies don't let it happen.
Yeah.
I was saying, Barry, that time tells the truth, because many things that we see or go through, we don't even realize it because we're living in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You're living in the moment. You just don't know until you go, wait a minute. I brought up Canarsie. I brought up what was going on in Boston. Canarsie was around about 75, 76, right?
Mm-hmm.
The change. And Boston was it was big uproar between blacks and whites in Boston around 74. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, Civil Rights Act had been, long gone and past. But the reality was it had only been 6 to 7 years that act had been in place. And we expected so much, at least I did, because I was a kid. I just figured, well, that's old. And, things have changed like a light switch, click. And then as I got older, I'm like, wait a minute. Stuff didn't change like that. And we expected it in 6 to 7 years? No. It doesn't work like that. And here we are, almost 60 years after the Civil Rights Act and other, big acts.
Yeah, well, one of the things that really has changed since then is the number of black leaders. I remember it starting with Harold Washington.
Mm-hmm.
What year did Harold Washington come in?
83.
83. Yeah. So since then, we've had so many black leaders.
Yes, we have. But we had quite a few then also.
Quite a few what?
We had quite a few leaders at that time, Andrew Young was the mayor of Atlanta before Harold.
Yeah.
We had leaders. It's just, man, I think that's a whole nother thing that we'll see the truth about. we'll see the truth about that.
But, you know, I think the difference is that the control of the dollar system hasn't changed. So no matter who the leader is of Chicago, for example, no matter who the mayor is, there isn't enough money.
Yeah. And you know, it's a terrible thing that that firefighter lost his life. But he's like, I think, the fourth generation of firefighters. And that's why the city is in so much debt, because of these guys, the firemen and the policemen. If he hadn't have been a fireman, if he had got a job someplace else, he'd be alive now.
Who are you talking about?
It was a fireman who just went into a place and the floor uh, caved in and he fell down in it and he died.
Right.
And so, but his then they say he was 4 generations. He was the fourth generation firefighter.
Mm.
So his family, all of them, are contributing to the pensions that we have so much trouble paying. And I'm saying, if he wasn't a fireman, if he wasn't in that, he would be alive. If he had to been a lawyer or a dentist or whatever, but he was a fireman. So that's one of the bad things about it. But that's what I think.
Yeah, that's true, Tiny. But at the end of the day, somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to do it, but they
But
got
you know, but you know, it was another case up here on Crystal year before last where this fireman got killed up here. They said that this guy set this house on fire. Steve, you remember that?
Yeah, it was right there off of Central in Crystal. Yeah.
Right. The similar same thing. And that this guy's, yeah, he's in jail, but they say he set the garbage cans on fire, and the garage caught on fire. And this is how this fireman got killed over here on Central and Crystal. Yeah.
Metal beam fell on him.
Yeah.
That supported the brick garage. Yeah.
So he didn't he didn't kill him, but they charging him because of where he was, and they said that he set the garbage can. But the father said they don't have no proof of that. And they called to the garage.
Right. No.
But it's just different things going on, you know.
Trying to get the full circle on what Tiny's saying about that. Yeah, he's fourth generation fireman, which means it goes back to probably Mrs. O'Leary's cow kicking over the lantern. His great great grandfather was probably a fireman. And Tiny saying that we paying into all of these pensions. Well, we ain't paying into his pensions because he's dead and gone. I guarantee you that. But he might have another father and a grandfather that might still be alive and we still paying those pensions too.
And he got a couple of kids that'll probably be firemen too.
Well, that's how they do it. They go down through generations. And Grandpa was a fireman, and then grandpa, well, his dad, father, and then his father. That's how they do it. They go down through generations. That's how they do. In any job like that, that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They do, but I hate to tell you this. Fire department is more racist than the police department.
Well, they all live in the same neighborhood.
But that's what they do. That's what they do. They look out for each other, the family. That's what they do. They've always done that. This ain't nothing new.
Fireman, man.
I seen some they said Brandon Johnson was he wanted more black firemen. I love to be a fireman. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love to go in there with that fire blazing and go save people and climb ladders and stuff like that. I love to do that.
Mm-hmm. So
Well, why don't you go and apply?
Because you just said they racist. I mean, I'm not gonna apply for nothing I ain't gonna get.
Yeah, but don't let that be the. Let me tell you
No,
something. Let me tell you something.
you can't, don't do that.
Right, the world is racist. I
That's
mean,
right.
right. I mean, a lot of us have retired from corporate America, big jobs and it's just America, period, is racist.
Right. It really is. But I'm gonna tell you something, twin. Don't let what I said discourage you because my son's friend, she just got on. She just got on and she's about 5 foot. She ain't even 5 feet tall. She's about 4'11".
Hmm.
My sister-in-law was one of the first women firefighters. And she retired about 4 years ago now, but she rose up the rank all the way to captain. You see,
Okay.
so, but of course, everything, all those jobs have tests, right? And people, whoever we are, study for those tests and take those tests and get
Right.
mentors for those tests and they pass.
I think you could do it.
Yeah.
The only reason I say it because I know this girl when she was, I don't know, 20, 21, and she she joined.
Yeah,
The only thing I would tell you is just get reps. I mean, racism 101. I mean, you're gonna hear the word nigger all day long, and they might be talking to you when you're going into the fire.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
at my current job, all the Hispanics say nigga more than the black people said. So I hear it all day. But they talk to each other like that. I'll be like, why they call each other that? They say the Hispanics say that all day long to each other. And I'm talking about way more than I've ever been around black people and we call each other that. They're just saying just talking to each other in the middle of like discussing what job. Yeah, nigga, man, I went into this, man, the floor was wet, and I'm like, hey, I ain't never talked to no guys like that at my job.
Right.
Just dropping the N bomb like that.
Right. No, that happened to me. I was the boss of some Hispanic guy, and they said it in front of me, and I said, "Hey, man, hey, you gotta slow that up. Oh man, see, you just old fashioned." I'm like, what, dude? You don't even know where that comes from. I said, but I tell you what, we're gonna see how new fashioned you gonna be because you're getting fired if I hear it again.
That's right.
He said, "Oh, you just old fashioned, Steve." These two Mexican guys saying it to me. I was like, "Bro, we ain't doing it like that. No, you don't hear me say that. I don't want to hear nobody around this place say that, and you ain't gonna say it. Not around here.
Right. You don't be calling him wetback.
None of that.
Right.
Like, what kind of man? He thought it was just cute, and the dude wasn't young. He had to be about 30, I think. So I'm like, I don't know. And I'm saying, he's like, oh man, see, you just old, man. I'm like, huh? Okay. I'm gonna show you how. That's why I'm telling you about it, because I'm old.
Yeah.
I know where it came from. I know where it derived. It ain't nothing cool, man. And then you think I'm supposed to sit back and look at you, both of y'all go back and forth with this? Like, I'm like, man, let me check. Just
but
go
young
ahead.
man, if you want to be a fireman, go for it, man. Go. Don't let that discourage you. Go for it. Go.
I say you better do it quick.
Mm-hmm.
Age cut off. I don't know what it is, but I think you could do it. You mean?
Yeah, he can do it.
I know some more black firemen, young black firemen that tried, or have gotten on, not not a lot, but maybe 3 over the years.
And right now, Oak Park is hiring, so they got applications out for firemen. I think because actually I posted it on Facebook. It starts at 80,000.
There you go. I mean,
Yeah,
the
go
other
for
side
it. Go for it. Go for it.
you don't mind just sitting around, because it could be a little boring sitting around, you know, and they get into other troubles when they do that. But, you know, hey, that's something that's been on your brain, man, do it. But not, I mean, it is what it is, man. Go on there, be the best you could be, and understand that the obstacles are there, but they're just obstacles, and you can get over and around them. It ain't gonna stop me. You know? Yeah, that's the truth. I knew a brigadier commander. He came to NAC one day about 18 years ago. He came in. He said, "Hey, Steve, what's going on, man?" He said, "I'm looking for Danny Davis." I said, Danny ain't been in this building for like at the time 20 years. 20 years. And I said, NC been in here, and he's like, "Yeah, I need to talk to him." I said, "About what?" He says, "I'm the captain of the Austin Fire Department over there by Town Hall, Austin Town Hall." He said, "Man, these guys won't respect me. These white guys don't respect me, and I need to talk to Danny Davis." I'm like, "You gotta talk to a congressman about your job?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "They're bringing prostitutes up in here, male prostitutes, female prostitutes. They won't listen." I'm like, "Oh, no. And he said, it's good old boys club. Their grandparents and great grandparents been doing this, and I'm like, "But you're the person in charge. You're the captain, the commander. He's not. He was the commander of the whole station." And I was like, "Man, this makes sense." Here it is, 2000 and what was it? Could have been 20. It was like 15 or something. I don't know. No, not 15. Like what I say, 18 years ago. Do the math, y'all. 2010, 2008, something like that. I don't know, 2008, and it just didn't sit well with me, understanding that. And you know what ended up happening to him? He made a stink about it, and they wouldn't listen to it. Rather than correcting the problem and stopping them from doing those things, they just moved him up the rank and gave him like a battalion leader, where he didn't have to show. Look, back again what Tidy said. They end up hurting themselves. They make it better for us by hurting themselves, And they made him a battalion leader. He never had to go to a station again. He made way more money, and all they do is just drive around and check on the commanders. I was like, wow, man. Why not just stop these guys from bringing prostitutes into the station and doing all these other shenanigans? But nope, we keep the system as it is because they're white, and their grandfathers and great grandfathers were doing it. So we'll just move this guy out the way. We had him there for a reason. We just thought he was going to work out. He thought he was going to keep his eyes and mouth and ears closed, but seems like we're going to have to put some green in his pocket and in his hand so he can keep his eyes and ears closed. Let's just move him on up,
But that's what they do. They think they move them up and out of the way. But you gonna get tired if you go up there talking about what they doing over there. They're gonna find a way for you to get on out of there.
No, he was black.
Oh, he was? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my whole point. He lived on my block.
Oh, okay.
He came into the office and didn't know I was over here. He didn't know I was involved over here. He came looking for Congressman Davis. And he said, "Hey, Steve, what's up?" I said, "Hey, man, Daddy ain't been over here for some years. We've been here. I'm going." And he's like, "I need to talk to him." He told me about the situation. And I'm going, wait a minute. It's 2008, 2010 or something like that. And we still dealing with, you're the commander. You got your subordinates bringing male prostitutes and female prostitutes in, doing what they're doing in the station, and you tell them not to, and they say, "Get out of here." You better pretend like you don't hear or see none of this. Man.
But you know, reversing that, back in the day, I don't know if you all remember State Representative I forgot his name. Back in the
Robert
day.
LaFleur.
LaFleur, yeah. Now that man, he got every young person on my block jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every one of the people, young men and women on my block, they got jobs. And there wasn't no little Walgreens job. One of my sons had a job at Commonwealth Edison. The other one had a job at I forget, Skinner School. This other guy across the street had a job at the Park District. These were jobs he got for these young men.
Right.
But that's not there anymore. I'm just letting y'all know how it was back then, how he was. LaFleur, that's just that was the man.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a place called Pride Faith Employment Project that got people those jobs, and Bob LaFleur used to work with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He a good
Man.
man.
Now that was called real. I mean, they looked back then. They looked out for they people. They was with the people.
I just got a notice. Somebody said what's her name? Claire. A lawsuit was filed by the black firemen for discrimination in 2010, and Halt, Blair Halt's mother. She's a brigadier, or what they call it, battalion leader. She was involved with that. She's the head of all the firemen. So I don't know, man. It's a lot going on, but somebody needs to tell me why we ain't getting our shake.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm saying. But you know what? That's what I'm saying. Our politicians don't reach back for the community like they used to. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I think they did it at the time because at the time they were given their portions and they said, okay, you go and deal with your portion. Now the portions are white people saying we don't have enough portions for ourselves, and we should have more, and they don't feel nobody else should have it. I guess I used to have this theory that you could be the stupidest, the dumbest, the least intelligent white guy there is, didn't even graduate from high school. Let's just say graduate from high school. You still gonna get a $70,000, $80,000 job from your uncle that works in the garbage truck.
That's right.
Throwing garbage.
That's right. That's right. They passed it down through the generation. I'm telling y'all, that's how they did.
You can make C's and D's all through college and become the president.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm
just saying.
Yeah, man. But making 100,000, 6 figures ain't even what it used to be. I've been looking for an apartment to rent, and like what everything that they got going now is like super high, and then they like have all these outrageous like things like you got to make like 2.5%. They already want like 24 to 2,600 for like a 3-bedroom apartment. And then they want like 2.5 times your income that you need to make, and like a 680 to 700 credit score. Like it's really like people are being outpriced even for just like rent. It's crazy.
Yes, it is. It sure is.
You know what, man? They want people in hell want ice water, and guess what? Shit's still going on. I'm telling you, a lot of what's going on is just you ain't gonna know the real truth until you till the future. Like now, we living in the moment, and all of this stuff that's going on, it ain't really what it is, man. Why are they building all these apartment buildings? They're talking about, you know, we got to create more apartment buildings, more apartment buildings, more apartment buildings. I'm like, really? Why not just create a housing market? They don't
Yeah,
want to do
right.
it.
Hey, Steve, can I follow up on this?
Sure, sure.
Where I just looked this up, and what I get is that the top 10% owns. Just a minute. The top 10% gets 30% of the total income of the U.S. So if the top 10% gets 30%, that means everybody else in the country, 90% has to share only 70% of the income. And the same with the wealth. The top 10% owns about 2/3 of all the wealth in the country. That means 90% of the people are left splitting up 1/3 of the total wealth of the country.
All right, there.
And what's happened and what's going on now is that they're using that wealth to change the rules so they get even more.
Yeah.
And why are they doing that?
Well, and then everything else is fighting over crumbs.
Yeah.
Okay, and why are they doing that?
To me, it's insane.
Greed.
It makes no sense.
It's greed.
Yeah, but if you have more money and more power than you can possibly use, what are you going to do? How many cars can you own? How many houses can you live in?
You can't live in one.
At a time.
But you want it easy.
Easy. Yeah, but all those, they have companies managing their properties because they can't possibly take care of them, just cleaning them.
But they want it easy, baby.
Yeah, all I know, Steve, is you can look anywhere up because I live up north. So even if I look on the west side of Chicago, the south side, all around the board, they want like the same amount for these homes. And I was asking my brother about it. He was saying because the property taxes went up, so landlords are kind of forced to to do it that way. And then now I think it's a thing where they can make market rent. So if market rent is about 2,000, everybody charging that. Then I keep looking at these homes, and a lot of them, man, they ain't even fixing them up really. They just like they doing a paint job on them, and not even that good of a paint job, and they still want the same amount of money. And I'm like, yo, I'm not. I'm at the point where I'm like, man, I might just go ahead and move to one of those luxury buildings that got the gate on it with the pool and the gym in there, so I can just pay the one time and just get rid of it. I just don't like the layouts of those places. I don't like my kitchen in my front room. That's the only thing I really don't like about it. But I'm like, man, for the price for what you get in, 900 to 1,200 square feet, they want $2,400, and you're really not getting value off of that. And you got to pay all your own utilities and everything. So, but that's all around the board, though. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Well, Deontay, part of why it's so crazy is all that money I was telling you about that the top 10% has. Well, they're taking some of that property, that money, and putting it into Wall Street, and Wall Street is buying all the property in Chicago. And when they buy all the property, they boost the rent.
Yeah, we can't afford that. I was just watching this documentary about Chicagoland wealth, and it says the wealthiest areas in Chicagoland. Number one is the Gold Coast area. Number two is Lincoln Park. Number three is Streeterville, and number four is River North, and number five West Loop. Huh?
It's all in the same area. You can put your arm in one of those communities.
It used, but it used to be where what like when Winnetka and Wilmette and Highland Park,
No,
Lake Forest. Wasn't those? Yeah, those are like at the bottom of the list of 15 now. Yeah, it's like the most wealthier people are moving back into the heart of Chicago, close to the downtown area.
Well, they just want to be close to the West Side.
When this property taxes went up, it was the West and South Side. But now they didn't go up on the property taxes up north now. See, their taxes stayed the same. They didn't go up on their taxes. It was just the West and South Side.
Yeah, that's what it was.
The West Side and South Side took a big hit. But again, when you think all of this is not by design, I mean, come on, y'all. This is just serious times we're living in. But what other topics we got, y'all? Because we almost
well, a few minutes on Peacebrook, Steve.
Sure, go ahead, dear.
So, with all that we've been talking about prices and how expensive everything is, Peacebrook offers another way of exchanging and getting what you need, and that is using time as money. And so what Peacebrook is about is people helping each other and having a loving community. And part of that is, this is my request, is that we all, including me, donate 5 minutes of time credit to Steve for organizing this show. And what that means in the next month, if you give Steve 5 minutes of credits, it's your obligation to help someone else for 5 minutes and pay forward the work that Steve put in. So if you help John, then John's obligation is to help someone else, like Mary, or John can donate his time and volunteer to do get out the vote for the midterm elections. So the idea is we can start all this and create a powerful way of exchanging by donating 5 minutes of time to Steve. And so my question is anybody uncomfortable about doing that?
So if I have a meeting at Steve's place, is that donating time with him?
No, then if you're going to meet at Steve's place, then whoever's hosting that meeting, you donate 5 minutes to them too. Because you're attending meetings, and then when you have a meeting, people donate 5 minutes of time to you.
Well, I am hosting the meeting.
Yeah, so right. Oh, so then you can ask all those people who attend your meeting to donate 5 minutes of time to you.
So how would they do that?
They just say it's okay. And then, you tell me who it was, and I need just their name, email address, and zip code. And then I'll register them and charge the 5 minutes for you. But then their obligation is to pay it forward and help someone else for 5 minutes in the next month. And that's how we begin to really have people be accountable and help each other. So Steve puts on a meeting, you put on a meeting, Raheem puts on a meeting, Crystal, and so on. Tiny. And we begin an exchange system where we've got some other way of giving and getting. So when the super wealthy keep getting more and more of the wealth and the income, and the prices go up for the rest of us, we have an alternative, which is to turn to each other, help each other, and give and get what we need. And this is the beginning of it, is saying, yes, I'm going to give Steve 5 minutes at a time.
Oh, I got to ask one question, Barry. And I
Yeah.
never thought about this.
Okay.
What if I accumulate like let's say 10,000 hours?
No, let's say you accumulate 50 hours or 100 hours. So then one of the things you can do is donate that time to get out the vote or growing food or whatever you want to give that time to as a donation. Like instead of giving a $1 donation, you're giving a time donation.
Yes, yes.
And then what that means is, let's say you give the 50 hours to the green team, then they can hire young people to help them garden and grow more food.
Yes.
And then when they come to Edie's house for supper, they pay her in time credit plus dollars for the cost of the food that Edie prepares.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I was like, what if something happened to me and I'm not around anymore?
Yeah, to touch on what Barry was talking about, not too long ago, me and my brother did something like that where he had asked me on my off day to watch my niece for him while he was with his the guys of his cohort. And so I spent about 3 hours, and then when he brought it up for me to ask me to watch it, I'm like, oh man, it's the perfect time to use Peacebrook or Time Exchange or whatever it is. And then I'm like, so he asked me to watch her for like 3 hours while he did his thing, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm finna donate my 3 hours to you, and when it's time for me to move, I'm gonna need you to come get these 3 hours back and help me like wash the walls off and clean the baseboards and stuff when I'm moving out of my apartment and everything. So we agreed on that. So
yeah, so that's just between the two of you. But what if he had given you 3 hours of time credit, then you could have gotten anybody, including him, and anybody else who was willing to help you paint or whatever you need done.
Right. No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying to your point.
Yeah.
That he asked me to do something for him. So I'm saying you could use Time Exchange or Peacebrook in the sense and just your ordinary everyday relationships with people.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it made me think about
yeah.
it when he asked me to do it. I'm like, oh yeah, I wasn't thinking, you typically do stuff with people without asking for anything in return. But when he said it, like, yeah, I need you to watch it for about 3 hours. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. That's the perfect time to use the Peacebrook method. And then when I'm moving out of my home, I just need you to help me, like you said, paint and stuff. and we agreed upon that. So I'm just saying
Yeah.
it worked. So I understand what you're saying because
Great. Yeah,
you
that's
know
a perfect example of two people. And then when you watch his kids, is that what you were doing?
yeah, my niece, yeah. I was watching his
Yeah.
daughter, my
So you're
niece.
watching them, and it brings you and your brother and your niece closer together.
Yeah.
So that's what happens when people start exchanging time. They help each other, and they tend to get closer. So it empowers us both in our spirits and in our economy.
Eight.
It just makes sense. And just to make it clear, so Peacebrook is a story of people helping each other. Time exchanges is the exchange of time.
Copy
You
that.
get what?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got you. I understand. Copy
Yeah,
that.
right. Right. So you can go to timeexchanges.com and use that anytime. And once you create an account or sign in, then the next time you go there, you should be signed in, and it brings you right to the place where you put the time transaction. So you go there, you see the form, and all you have to do is, let's say for Steve, you put STE for the first three letters of his name, and up will pop his name. It'll auto-complete. So you put STE for Steve, and then put how much time you're giving him, submit, you're done.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
No, that was a good idea that he said. It was a good way to keep his hours tracked.
Yeah.
And it would be an exchange that would be equitable for both of them. But Twin, you looking to move to a 3-bedroom?
Yeah, I'm looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath, but I'm looking, but like I say that because I'm looking for about 1,500 to 2,000 square feet, and I know that's going to be about 26 to 2,800. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to. Oh, I've been looking for duplexes, and those running about like 33 to 3,500. But again, it got to be about 3 times what you make, and I probably make like 10 a month. So I mean, I can afford it, but it's just
You know, they got those new apartments right there at Harlem and North Avenue. I don't know how much they cost.
yeah, I seen those. Um, so those are places I've been looking at. I also been looking. My daughter about to go to high school, so I was trying to find places that areas that I could send her to a good high school like Oak Park, River Forest. So I know those gonna be pretty expensive anyway. I'm just saying, even when I compare those areas to the west side, to the north side, to Amwood Park, like I'm looking everywhere, and it just seems like we're getting to a point where rents are being universal around the board. Like you're gonna find some areas where it's more higher or lower. I found one in on North Avenue in McVicker. It was a 3-bed, 2-bath duplex down, and they wanted 2,300 a month, and I was cool with that. And but my thing is they want 700 plus credit score. They want a year's worth of your tax returns, 4 weeks of your income, and $125 application fee per person that's over the age of 18. I'm like, come on now, y'all wild.
Man, you done bought a house.
Right, yeah, and that's what my brother arguing with me about right now. He like, you might as well just buy a house. And all my friends, they got houses and stuff, and they paying basically the same amount for rent. So it's like that's why I'm saying it's like whatever going on in the world, they making you choose between renting and owning, and it's like based on the type of job I do, I'm seeing how even when you owning, it's not something that's guaranteed because we keep on going to these houses that keep flooding and stuff, and roofs are leaking, and I'm like, a lot of this construction is just bad now. So I don't know.
Well,
No,
they have these houses right here in Chicago. They just building these apartments right here in Chicago and Laramie. This is supposed to be affordable housing.
Yeah, but those are filled up already. And they got
No, they're
a
not.
waiting
No,
list.
no, they're not.
That's right on the corner that they
Yeah,
building that.
right on Chicago and Laramie.
And the lady, I forget her name, who came to the
Athena,
meeting,
Athena.
Athena. Right. They
No,
yeah, okay. I thought she said that it was filled up and they had a waiting list.
well, she haven't. Well, to me, I mean, maybe she have had a meeting with the community, but I was trying. She's been giving me a date that I could have her to come out and talk to the community about when to register and when it was going to be open. I haven't heard from them, but I
Yeah,
maybe you.
I just
Huh?
put the flyers in the chat. But yeah, so yeah, I don't yeah, because I thought they were finishing the meetings before they filled them up. I don't know because I haven't been to any of the meetings.
No,
Hmm.
but I haven't heard that she's been saying that she's gonna give me a date so she
I'm,
can come out and speak to the community about it, but she still haven't given me a date.
I'm gonna do two things in between. I'm gonna find somebody for him to buy him a house in a decent part of Austin. I'm gonna find if you don't want to do that, I'm gonna find him a decent apartment that's at least 3 bedroom, 1,500 squares, and I'm gonna either find him somewhere that's in the community where he'd be okay with his daughter going to school.
Oh man,
And
I love that. Thank you,
yeah,
Steve.
and also, that Oak Park Regional Housing where
No,
Athena works, they give
right?
people grants, for home buyer, the home buyer grants and stuff
Yeah,
like
I want
that.
to say I think that's who Dre went through. My brother, he was telling me to go through them.
Right.
I don't know. I was just kind of hesitant on even like buying the house again. Like, when you see all these horror stories, obviously I work in restoration, so I'm seeing homes every day, whether they new $1 million homes, $500,000 homes, $100,000 homes, they all have issues. And I'm like, man, I don't want to break my bank, get a home, and then like something go wrong. Like I'm just following my brother's
Oh,
stuff. He keep having stuff go wrong.
they're not gonna let you do that. The bank's not gonna let you do that. They're gonna make sure your roof is good, your furnace and everything, plumbing, that's why you do inspections. But that can happen in an apartment.
No, you ain't got to take. I know how to take care of it though.
No, but that's okay. I mean, having people that do roof work and brick work and plumbing is that they're out there, and you'll gain equity as long as the goal is, man, we need more black people, young black people moving into our communities. You know, or if
Yeah,
you ain't moving to our community, at least start a legacy by having some a property, ownership. You
yeah. We
know,
go. We go. I know the time running now, but I definitely probably get on next week because I'm like I said, I've been talking to everybody, man. I've been talking to people who own homes, people who don't. Hearing both sides. Because like I said, right now, I
hey,
got the money, and I got the down payment, so I'm ready. Whether I'm doing a house or apartment, I just need to talk to people who more qualified
now let
than
me ask:
me.
are you willing to put your daughter in private school if you could get a 3 bedroom, say about 1,800?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I literally would love to put her in private school. If I can afford that, I'm pretty sure I could. I think I do decent. I gross decent amount.
Private school probably gonna run you about 1,200 a month. You know, something like that. But
Yeah, I think that's about what my brother paid.
but that's only for 4 years until she go to college, and hopefully she'll get a scholarship or something. And then she might be able to get a scholarship in private school. But this is where we at. I'm gonna look into those things because I know Athena very well. I know some things that I'm involved with right now that might be able to help you like that. And the goal, and I know a lot of seniors, man, it's kind of like they really want to sell their homes, And they're two flats and things like that. So
Yeah, I got a buddy who was just telling me he moved like all the way out in the 200s. He was saying he got his home due to like helping. It was a short sale because somebody was trying to like get their home away from foreclosure. So he was telling me he pays like 2,400. I think he said he got like a 4-bed, 2-bath, like on like half an acre though. He said he got like half an acre of land. I don't know what half an acre is or how big, but you know the way he said it, I assume he got some space. So
probably of a lot. That's all. You know, I think a lot. I don't think a lot is an acre. I don't think it is, but yeah. But yeah, let's. Let me look into that.
yeah, that'd be great.
It's within the next year or this year.
So currently my lease is up in October. My daughter graduates in May 28th. She graduate from 8th grade. So I was literally trying to move in like June.
I got you.
But I know when you're looking for a house, it take about 90 days. So obviously if it take longer, then you know it'll take longer. But I think I raised my credit score. It's like around. I think they go off FICO though, so I'm not sure what my FICO is. I know my other stuff is like 705, and then one of them is like 688. So I raised it till it should be decent enough to get a decent rate too. So
We need to talk about it. We
all
need to
right.
talk. But I'm definitely gonna do those two. Look at those things because I'm in the middle of a bunch of things that you right in line with what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey man, that sounds good to me. I'm glad I brought it up. That's what I guess is what the show for.
Hey, make something happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all, I really wanted to talk about the election, but we didn't get a chance to get into it, and Walter didn't come on because Walter lost. He lost. Chantel won. Deshaun won. Juliana won. Who else do we know won that we were probably rooting for? And hey, it's a good day. But I'm gonna push on out. I see Dr. Young on there. I haven't had a chance to get on Welcome to Fatherhood in a long time, but I got a little bit more time now. I see Camilla. It's good to hear your voice.
Hey, what's going on, Steve?
But we 15, 18, 17 past the hour, y'all, and I got to get in because it's been a little while since I've been in the studio because I've been working on the campaign, and we had a successful win, you know. Girl blew them out the water. Everybody, she almost had almost 50%, what, 40, 46, 47%, something like that. And did exceptionally well. And I expected so. I mean, I think we have a candidate that's, or I shouldn't say candidate, we have an elect state rep that's willing to work with the people. She loves working with the seniors. She loves working with the community. And we're gonna keep pushing her. She's young enough. She got a lot of energy, and that's what we need. We need a lot of that. A lot of people that's young and got energy. That listens. That's the key. That listens.
Well, congratulations, Steve, to you and to Chantel.
Yeah, congrats for real.
Yeah, congrats.
That was a lot of work for both of you.
Man, that girl, she put, man, we knocked about 20, not just put sliders on doors, knocked over 20,000 doors, and she probably did 10,000 on her own. I can kind of tell you that because she liked being out there. She liked talk. The days that she was kind of down, and she's like, I got to go talk to people. I need to know what's on their minds. And she would take notes on all of this stuff. Every door she went to, she would take a note. And I'm sitting there listening, you know, she'd do it on her phone, but she would type, you know, I'm like, that's cool, you know. Address, person, who I talked to, what they said. It's a new wave now. It's a new wave now, y'all. It's a new wave. And there are a bunch of
And Deontay, a half an acre is 150. What?
Yeah, I hear you.
A half acre is 150 by 150 feet. So a little less than a short block in both directions.
So
Gives you an
okay,
idea.
okay, yeah. Yeah, that's a good that half a block. Man, that sounds like a lot there.
It is, yeah, for a city person.
Yeah, I don't think he in the city. Like I said, he in the 200. So I don't know, like Hazel Crest or something like that.
Yeah. And Tiny,
Yes.
hey,
Hey.
welcome back. Good to see you.
Yeah, and thanks for looking out for me, Barry.
Yeah, well, it's great to see you.
Yeah, great to be back. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Steve, you were closing out. So, Steve, can you do the DeAndre imitation?
What you mean?
You know,
Yeah, I was closing out. If anybody have anything they want to add to
Mm-hmm.
But I would just like to add those people who are controlling the prices, you know, what we have to pay for rent, they also are the ones who say how much we have to pay for food
Yeah.
And how much money you get.
and how much money you get, right?
Mm.
And they're not looking to give you more and them less.
Right.
Hey, y'all.
Well, I'm gonna say good night. The people
Right.
movement for change.
All right, y'all. Like DeAndre always says, if you don't have anything else to add, okay.
No, good night, everybody.
All right, good
Good
people.
night.
Y'all have a good night.
Good night. God bless everybody.
Take care.
You as well, brother.
Good night, Camilla. Good night, Raheem.
Good night, Barry.
Good night.
Oh, Ella. Well,
Everybody. Hey, good night.
Good night.
All right, Good
Good
night.
night, Steve.
Good night, y'all.
All right, peace.
Take it easy.